Love, Techno, Kant. Bonjour, salam, gumo, hello. Here's Armin, or Eshk. Back with another episode of Love, Techno, Kant. And this is episode 6 of this series. I'm so proud of myself for really doing this. I feel like whenever I start a project like this, I have so much energy, but I'm never disciplined enough to keep it going. But this is a project that I really enjoy doing. And I didn't know where I would go with this because I always thought, okay, this is just a blah, blah, blah podcast where I'm just talking. But I feel like I'm really connecting with the things that I'm saying, and it really has a therapeutic effect on me. And for that reason alone, I will keep doing this, because talking these things off of my chest and just putting them out in the world just helps me make them real for me. So today I'm going to talk about a topic that is very real for me and very therapeutic to me. So bear in mind that this is something coming from trauma and it's coming from my personal triggers. So this is a healing episode. It's all about men, cis straight men. And I'm aware that I might not be very polite in this episode. I feel like I usually am trying to be more respectful and very inclusive. But when it comes to this specific topic, when it comes to this specific group of people, I am very angry and I am very exclusive when it comes to that. So again, as I always do, I have gathered some questions that I want to ask myself in order to have prepared for this episode. So let's start with the first question. Have cis straight men ever... No, that's the second question. First question. What exactly do I feel when I'm around cis straight men? And where does it feeling come from? So what I feel around cis straight men is aggressiveness. I am in distance. Whenever I see a man coming towards me, when I perceive them as cis and straight men, even just cis men, even gay men are not exempt from this. I have this feeling of disconnect, because I know what it takes, not what it takes, what it means to be a man in society. You don't have to be aware. You don't have to care how your environment perceives you. You walk around with nothing in your brain, feeling like everything is entitled to you. You can walk around insulting people, climbing hierarchies, not caring about your own emotional growth, and the world will still cater to you. You will always have that power dynamic over everyone else, especially women, which you're not even aware of. And if you're aware of it, you still do it. And I feel like before a man opens his mouth towards me, and he even says a word, just by his body language, just by the way he's walking through the world, just by the way he walks through the streets, by the way he holds himself, just by the patterns I see, I already can tell that you're not someone that I want to be around, that you have zero self-reflection, that you have never cared of how people perceive you, and that you've never made yourself small so that someone else would feel good around you. And I have this feeling with so many men. And it always comes back to this. Even if they talk to me, even if they project something onto me, or like if they project something onto themselves, because they're always projecting. They always want to be something. They always want to prove to you that they're worthy by showing you their career path, how much money they have, how cool they are, their reputation, how beautiful they are. It's always something that they want to prove. It's always something that they want to show. It's always something that they want to compete with. And it's all written on their faces. It's all written all over them. The arrogance, the lack of community awareness. It's just, yes, and this is my trauma speaking. I've dealt with so many men in my life that I have this exhaustion. I'm exhausted. I can't even deal with a man. It's coming from the way my father treated me. It's coming from the way the boys in school bullied me or excluded me. It came from the way that gays in certain scenarios didn't want me because of certain patriarchal beauty ideals or the way that they feel like they're above me. It's the way that I even have these things inside my brain, like patriarchy and toxic masculinity. They even shaped me into certain ways of thinking. I always bring this one example when I want to explain how critical thinking even works and how deep patriarchal thoughts are ingrained into our brains. So the example is, I was driving in my car, like, I don't know, 2 years ago or something, and there was this other car in front of me, and it was very slow and very, I know, it didn't drive well. So in my mind, the first impulse thought out of nowhere came, oh, this must be a girl, this must be a woman. That was my first thought. Oh, that car in front of me, that must be a woman. So I sped over and I what's it called? Like I went to the left and saw what person was driving the car, and yes, it was a woman, or I perceived them as a woman. And so my confirmation bias got checked, and I was proud of myself. I was like, yes, I was right. Then I drove my way, and it was like, I'm happy. I knew it. And then later I realized, oh wait. Then I checked myself. I was like, wait, where does this impulse even come from? Like, is this thought coming from a vacuum? Like, is this something that I like that is so natural? Then I realized that patriarchal thoughts, these impulses of this hierarchy, this dynamic that men, or like femmes, women, everything that is not a man, or everything that is not considered a manly man, is less than, and that we put so many prejudices on them. And this is we're so brainwashed to believe that in everything in society, if it's marketing, if it's infrastructure, if it's jobs, if it's pay gaps, if it's anything, just anything is made to make men superior to all the other genders. So how can a man ever become self-aware and respectful to others if everything is catered towards them? And why would they? Because if you're building up a career, and if you want to have a position of power, you can have it because you always had. So yeah, I'm fatigued, and since I'm more and more in tune with my queerness and my non-binariness and the person I've become the last few years, and of course the education that I have on feminism, I have more of a clear vision of how men really behave, and how everything that I've learned through feminism and through the internet landscape really comes true. All these patterns, they're real. Sexism is real. It is so real, and men don't even care to question it. So yeah, I'm angry. I'm so angry. Next question. Have cis straight men ever surprised me, for better or worse? I think this is also part of my healing journey. I want to be open to healing from my trauma. I want to be open to cis straight men surprising me. And they do. There's some cis straight men in my friend circle and people I've met through parties and in general in my life here in Berlin especially, that have really surprised me with the way that they're kind towards others. Like, I'm still not there yet where I could let them be as close to me as I would want them in the future, but I want to be gentle, and they really can surprise me, because at the end of the day, I know that they're human, and I know there's a little child within every man that wants to be happy and that wants to connect and that wants to be loved and is looking for community. But the way that the men are in constant competition with each other, and the way that they don't want to see each other and that they don't show each other love, it's just competition always. They always want to compete with each other and always want to copy paste the behavior that they've seen on another man, and they want to emulate that instead of being a person themselves. Yeah. But some of them have really surprised me. And the key word here is mental health. Like sometimes I really see that a man has gone through therapy, has gone through the emotional work, and they become more and more self-aware and see boundaries within others, because that's the most integral part of therapy that therapists, I feel like, are teaching men, is like recognizing someone else's boundaries and not overstepping them and not trespassing them, even though they could. So yeah, I feel like this is always something that I feel is very surprising. So what role do cis straight men play in Berlin's nightlife and sex work scenes? How do I navigate that? Oh, good question. When it comes to nightlife, I feel like, especially in the clubs that I'm going, which are mostly queer or queer-coded clubs or party settings, cis straight men are guests, and I want to remind them that they're guests. But sometimes they have this notion of feeling cool when they're surrounded with queerness, and that they emulate queer aesthetics and trying to surround themselves with, in their opinion, cool queer people, so that they feel like they belong. And it's always the same. Like they copy paste shit, and then they feel like they belong, even though you can see that that's not their true personality. It's just who they think is what, like, they want to create an image. Sometimes I'm walking around in Berkheim, especially when I'm there in the club, and then some straight man comes around and just like gives me some fake ass compliment about my outfit or whatever, and I just know that they don't get it. Like it's just, I just see it in their. Maybe I'm also just a bit too triggered about this. Like I should take every compliment, because I don't want to be that person that just shrugs compliments off because I don't feel like someone's giving it to me genuinely. But I don't know. I feel like it's too superficial. But again, this is my trauma speaking. So, yeah, I feel like this is just me dumping. Anyway, what would I tell a cis straight man who actually want to learn from someone like me? Oh wow, educate yourself. Like, I feel like awareness and self-reflection comes from education and mental health. So first thing is decide for yourself if I want to be a good person. Like if this is the standard that you're going for, being a good person, then I feel like you should educate yourself on what it means to be a good person. So have some values, have some respect, have some awareness. And being aware means educating myself on other people's boundaries, other people's sensitivities. Like keyword feminism, like what does it take for me to stand up for equality? How can I, as a privileged person, check my privileges and work towards equality and justice? Education about queerness, about feminism, about social injustices in general, and honestly, just respecting boundaries. You don't have to know everything. Just when you see someone, don't assume. Just take them for what they are. Don't question it. Of course, don't let them override, trespass your boundaries as well. But like, keep your mouth shut sometimes. Just zip it. Just zip it. Shut the fuck up. That's what I recommend, men. Just shut the fuck up. Y'all talk too much. Y'all feel like you have an impulse in your brain. Like you feel like you know something better, and you have this God-given right to just speak it out loud. Like, maybe just zip it. Hold that thought in for a second, and then give it away. Just, and maybe just ask a question. If you don't understand something, if you feel like you know something better, ask. Like, hey, can you repeat this, please? I feel like this is not something that aligns with me or that I don't understand. Can you explain this to me? Or just Google it or whatever. Don't assume, and don't let everyone know what you think you know, because nobody cares. So yeah, that's what I would tell cis straight men. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Don't talk to me. Don't look in my direction, honestly. Last question. Am I ever afraid that my anger towards cis straight men will limit me or protect me? Yeah, it limits me. it limits me in my approach of being a collective activist or liberationist. Because I wholeheartedly believe to change society, to make it a better place, to make, okay, let's start with community settings like clubs a better place. We need everyone on board. I can't just only focus on Flinter people or my queers to hold each other's hands and pray for a better world. We also need cis straight men to work with us, to understand us, and I do want to understand them. So by me having this bitchy attitude towards them as I'm having right now, I feel like I'm hindering myself to get to know them. And yes, of course, it shouldn't be my job to cater to them, but ultimately I want to be friends with them, and ultimately I want to expand my horizon. Yeah, even just saying that really makes me exhausted. But if you're a cis straight man listening to this, or a cis man in general, a cis gay man who is also annoying, reach out to me. Let's be friends. Let's give me a moment of healing. Like, teach me a way of how you as cis straight men can enrich me, or how we can make a good connection, because I really need it. Because I don't have the energy to hate on you. I want to hate on the patriarchy, the systems that also hold you in a cage. Because let's be real, toxic masculinity is a cage in which you constantly have to prove yourself, your worth, your loyalty, your pride, or whatever, in order to be seen by other men. And it must be so infuriating to be a man in this cage, because honestly, I would feel isolated, because I want to be seen for what I really am. I want to be loved for who I really am, and not for some projection that I feel like society and patriarchy wants me to be. And that's why, yeah, reach out to me. That's all I gotta say. So thank you for listening. I feel like I need to close up this episode. If I forgot something, then let me know. Patriarchy is shit. Toxic masculinity is shit. If you as a man are in a group of men and someone says something bullshitty and you don't call them out, then you're complicit. Then you're part of the problem, even though you feel like you're a good guy. If you as a good guy are in exclusively male spaces and don't call out bullshit that happens there, then you're part of the problem. And this is a fucking friendly reminder that this is the job that you have to do. Take responsibility.